Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You are tuned into my weekly talk radio TV show called Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa every Tuesday at naturally high noon here out of Burbank, California, right beside the Warner Brothers Studios with UBN Go, and then rebroadcasting on my syndicated CNBC NBC News radio channel KCAA AM 1050. FM 102.3, FM 106.5, and that is on Sundays at 8. Make note, new time slot, and then on demand, anytime on iHeartRadio. And this is a show about hope and happiness. So, no gossip, no scandal, no K-words at all, no Kardashian talk, because I want you to focus on your own reality show and how you could be happy 88% of the time. And if you missed any of my past shows, these past 375 consecutive weeks on the air on camera. Whoop, whoop. Do I get a little love on that one? Thank you. Over 7 years. I cannot believe it. I just cannot stop splattering more hope and happiness onto you, especially now that I have a mission, my Happy 88 mission with my new #1 best-selling book, 8 Ways to Happiness from Wherever You Are. I've decided that, it's getting a little too slow and boring. So I have a goal of 8 million more happy 88% of the time people in the next 8 years. So if you're with me, get the book, go and help support happiness, because there's way too much unhappiness on the planet right now. There's so much complaining and it makes my ears hurt. So I want you to be with me as we go out, and if you're happy, let your face know so that they'll know that you've been listening to Dr. Marissa. And I am peace in, peace out. I have been away for a little bit of a moment. And so I want to wish you a belated first happy Independence Day, Independence You for my home, United States of America. But for those of you who don't know, I was born in Canada. So happy Dominion Day as well. And hopefully you enjoyed that. There's a little shot of one of my favorite t-shirts that shows California's Canadians, which I am. And I'm so grateful to have been able to speak at the University of Toronto, as well as Unity Kitchener, where I was born, and people recognized me, which is amazing. And most of all, I got to reconnect with my math teacher, JJ Bristow. I've been looking for him for years. Those of you who know, I have this special place in my heart for all kids, and wherever I go and speak, I look at them in the eye and say, you can do anything that you put your heart and mind to. And that's because JJ Bristow, my 10th grade math teacher at Blueville Collegiate in Canada, said that to me after class one day. Never forgot that. And I got to reconnect. And it was just a beautiful thing. And I'll tear up in a second if I don't stop. So also Unity London, Ontario, beautiful people, and my interview on that channel in Toronto. So peace in, peace out to all of my new listeners. And I'm so grateful. I made it on the cover of a magazine, the Unity magazine. Thanks, Katie Kuntz, for contacting me last year, asking me to write an article. My name is on the cover. That is not my face on the cover, but that's next. But yeah, that is a guy. But it does say, and my article is called Happiness is a Choice. So please do pick that up. You can get that anywhere Unity magazine is sold. And you can also get the online version by going to all of my social media outlets, Doc Balance, Instagram, Dr. Marissa Pay, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, and I'll see you there. Or drmarissa.life. And stay tuned. At the end of the show, I'm going to give away, Asian Oprah giveaway, free tickets to the Catalina Jazz Festival. So make sure you stay in after my amazing guest, who I'm delighted to have back in studio by popular demand, who you may remember her as the mom on the blockbuster epic Spielberg movie E.T. But did you know that she is the only actress alive today with over 200 film credits? And if you, when you see her, you'll see that she does use oil of Olay. In fact, I came in and I almost like turned and went, oh, she's not here yet, because I saw a woman standing with Tony and it's like, she's gorgeous. I was like, oh, because I haven't seen her in 5 or 6 years, but you've gone backwards. But anyways, back to your thing. I love you more. From Cujo to Critters to a myriad of TV series to commercials to TEDx stages, speaking, and on her own show, being on the Oprah and Today's shows. And you call me a busy bee. She outdoes me every single day of the year. She's still going strong. Please welcome to the studio one of my favorite people on the planet, Dee Wallace.
Yes. Hi, baby.
Hi, baby.
Baby.
Last time you actually, I think, Skyped in, so I didn't get to see you and we didn't get to hug. So the last time I physically saw you was at the Conscious Life Expo. Would you say like 5 years ago?
Oh, at least.
At least, maybe more. Yeah, and honestly, you really do. I'm not just saying that because I don't lie very easily, as people who know me can say, but I literally almost turned around and went
you
to.
You did do a double.
I
take.
did.
You
I
did.
did. You saw that.
Well, thank
and,
you. It's good living.
Yeah. I love your facial expressions. So when people give you that kind of accolade, 200 movie credits, like that is amazing. You just finished, you got off at least 3 or 4 different sets. I know Warner Brothers is celebrating you because of Critters, the return of Critters.
Critters Attack.
Critters Attack. And is that your 200th?
I don't know. I didn't even know that I had hit this milestone until my publicist called and said, Dee, do you realize you've just done 200 film and you're the only living actress that we can find it? And I went, when did that happen? How did that happen? I think I just, you know me, I'm like the Energizer Bunny.
Yes, you are.
And I don't like to be bored, and I like to be creating all the time.
Yes.
As long as I'm creating, I'm happy. And then the universe goes, all right, here's some more stuff to create with.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. Absolutely. And you know, you're a quintessential actress, but on top of that, you have not had it easy. So here's your craft is acting, and you know, you've heard, I'm sure I've heard the saying that, you know, when you've gone through a lot in life, it really makes you a good writer, a good artist, and a good actor. I don't know if you've heard that before. I heard that. And I take that to heart, because I do believe that pain in life is mandatory, but suffering's optional. And I do believe that the more pain we have, the more qualified we are to reach or tap into or connect with that energy that is beyond worlds.
I don't know if I agree with you on that.
Okay, here we go. Here we go.
I would like to invite everybody to be open to losing that belief that we have to suffer in order to achieve. Or when we get what we want, we have to pay for it somehow. Because all my work, my healing work, is based on the I am. You know, God said, I am that I am. I have to say I'm God if I'm going to be God, right? And so I really go off of everything in my life from as you believe, it's delivered to you. So if we have the belief, I just did a big speech down in Fort Lauderdale, and all I heard all weekend was about the pain and the problems and the suffering and the channel said, "Oh my God, this is such an old belief.
Yes.
We've got to let go of it."
Yes,
you know, and I played all these mothers, these traumatic mothers in Cujo and E.T. and everything, and the press would always go, "Oh my gosh, Dee, you know, how did you know to do that? You hadn't had any children." I said, "No, but I had a mother," right?
Yeah.
So I have had a lot of pain and trauma and drama in my life, haven't we all? We're on a physical plane. My younger brother just committed suicide. My daughter, God bless her heart, got in a car and drove over at 6 a.m. so somebody would be with me when I got the news. And we cried, and we called the family, and we all cried together. And 2 hours later, we were on the set doing a movie.
Yeah.
Because I said years ago, I will not allow anything or anyone ever again to keep me from creating who I am and who I want to be.
So the good news is she was not disagreeing with me, because what you heard me say was, you didn't hear the second part. I said suffering is optional.
Yes, I did.
I totally
did. And I marked that.
Totally agree with you.
Yes.
That we don't have to suffer.
But it gave me an opportunity to teach something here, so I jumped in.
There we go. So, yeah, I knew it was kind of going to be like this. But I revel. I love.
We had a great
I love
time.
It. We
the last
always
time.
do. We always do. But here's and this is what I absolutely agree with you, because I think there is almost this addiction for many of us to stay in that pain, or to use it as an excuse, or to stay in blame, or to stay in suffering, which is the bulk of my book is really, you don't have to do this. If you want to feel lonely, and then get over it.
Get out of it, McDuff. Move on.
Because life is way too short. So we totally agree.
Good.
And you're
I'm
not
so glad
disagreeing
because
with
I'm
it.
here for like an hour, right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but people do love conflict too. But we have loving conflict, but we don't.
I'm
but
over
we
that
don't.
too. Especially within myself, I'm over the conflict.
Yeah. But I think there is the aspect. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, I didn't actually know this until I did a little more deep research. The last couple of times I didn't have to. Your father committed suicide. That is painful trauma. Your little brother just 2 months ago committed suicide. So that's, the majority, the 7 out of 10 of us who've had some kind of childhood trauma. Not saying that it's okay or that, gives us an excuse, but it is just a very big statistic. So
if you keep calling it an excuse and you keep telling your story, you will keep living your story. You will keep being the victim. I love Dana Wiles' quote, it's not, your story isn't the problem. The problem is that you keep telling your story.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Which is a direction of energy, which says, I am a victim.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And then you get to keep experiencing that.
Yeah. And if you see me scrolling, I am listening to her, but I'm trying to put the link down so everybody can tune in right now. If you have just tuned in and you're wondering who I am lovingly arguing with, but not really arguing with, it is the incomparable Dee Wallace. And this is our third interaction. And yet it feels like, I'm coming home because we just clicked the very first time we met when we were at the Hilton by the airport for that.
We're just
Conscious
two
Life.
honest broads.
Is that what?
And I love it.
You say broad like it's a bad thing.
Oh no. I'm claiming I am a broad and proud of it. And a scream queen and proud of it.
Yes, that's a nickname I didn't know you had. Can we hear it?
What?
The scream.
Oh dear God, are you ready? Seriously.
Put the vibe. No, seriously, just for fun.
Without telling sound, I got okay.
There you have it. I wanted it in Memorex and I got it. That's a good scream.
Yeah, I'm a good screamer.
Yeah. Does it hurt?
Yes, I love to talk about sex too.
Yes, we did
that.
No,
it doesn't
sexually.
hurt.
It doesn't hurt.
No, you learn
do it from
way back in the beginning how to do it from your diaphragm.
Yeah. Did you ever imagine that you would be in so many horror movies?
Nope. No.
That wasn't
because
the plan.
I'm very wussy. When I can't watch slasher movies. I can't.
And you're in a bunch.
Well, I'm not in slasher movies.
Okay.
No, I'm in the quintessential horror films. And the difference is in a horror film, you get to learn the characters and you get invested in the characters. And there's an actual storyline. In a slasher film, it's hi. Here's the 6 people. Watch how gruesomely we can kill them.
Okay.
So you don't really have an investment.
Yeah.
But like a Quiet Place last year was one of the first really modern quintessential horror films. God, I love that film. I thought it was so well done.
Have you seen? I have a friend who's trying to get me to see Midsummer, and both of my daughters are saying, "Mom, you hate horror." You remember in that Gremlins movie when the mom was walking backwards and you knew the Gremlins were in the tree? So I'm in the theater and the music's building and da 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 da, and then right before they jump out, I go, "Yeah!" And the whole theater went like this. That's how bad my reflexes are.
We love an audience like you.
I'm getting chills just remembering that. I'm so bad with it. Anyways, so you went from acting and you're I shouldn't go went from. You're still doing it.
Yeah, I have 4 films coming out.
What are they?
Critters Attack will be on Sci-Fi in October. Rob Zombie's 3 from Hell. Oh, I should have brought the picture of 3
what
from
you
Oh,
look
my
like.
Lord. You won't. I walked right by Sid Haig and Bill and went, "Hey, guys." And they looked at me and went, "It's Dee." And Sid goes, "Oh, my God, Dee. I know you so well." I went, "It's out there, let me tell you." My daughter, Gabrielle Stone, and I just finished a really awesome. It's a combination of sci-fi and horror called Await the Dawn. And then I have a lovely little family film called Renovation of the Heart, which will be out in January.
From one extreme to the
And
other.
another horror film called Dolls that's coming out
That's
awesome.
That's awesome. It says Matthew Barnett says this is usually I can't multi whatever, but
Lord,
now
I'm in awe of how she's doing all this.
thank you.
And all of you.
Matthew Barnett says, "Hello, Dee. Are you looking forward to attending Weekend of Hell in Germany
Very
this
much.
November? I look forward to meeting you."
Oh, great. I will look for you.
Yeah.
Matthew, thank you.
Mikey's saying, beautiful show today. Colette, I am all for positive thinking, good vibes, and the power of prayer. Love to you both. And Dee. Karen and Sunny are watching, so peace in, peace out. We'll get better at including y'all as you're watching. But I'm so grateful to have Dee Wallace in the studio. She's a young 70. I want to know your beauty secret because do you use any particular? Is it love?
It's all love. I just try and live my life in love. Yeah.
It shows.
But also my mommy had really good skin. You know what I use? I use Ivory soap, a Buff Puff, and Almay cream. That's my beauty regimen. Every once in a while, I slap on a facial.
It is love. Well, I had. Have you met Dawn Wells? You guys would
sure.
Get yeah,
I love Dawn.
I love Dawn too. The 3 of us should play poker. She loves playing
Well, you'd
poker.
have to teach me, but I'm in.
Okay, cool. She
I love
says
the slots.
same. She doesn't use anything either. She says it's just positive living.
Well, you know, when you get the BS out of your energy,
the belief systems.
There you go.
I'm surprised you don't use that. I use that. People love it.
Your energy lightens.
Yeah.
You know, because you're not carrying around the anger. You're not carrying around the blame. You're not carrying around the fear because you know that you're in control of creating your own life. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I believe, here we go, I believe that Christ was teaching brain science. Because when you break down brain science, spirituality, and religion, we're all saying the same thing. Exactly the same thing. Like, you know, brain science will say, focus your brain. Tell your brain what you want it to focus on, because that ends up being the creation of your life. Christ said, think only on these things. And, of course, the most important thing he said to focus on is love. Right. Mm-hmm. And spirituality, we all know that what we believe and think, we create in our lives.
Yep.
And
it's all the same.
If we could all just come together and go, whoa, we've all been saying the same thing all this time. And if you look at the history of films, Peter Pan, think happy thoughts and you fly. E.T., keep your heart light open. Wizard of Oz, you had the power all along, Dorothy. We've been hearing it and hearing it and hearing it and hearing it. We just have to live it. Why am I going on?
No,
I didn't even have coffee.
Love it. I love it. You are the first guest ever to help me make that link between movies and spirituality. The first
Really?
one. The first one ever. My light just went on.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, no, very cool.
See, I
Very
know
cool.
that creative, well, we're all creative people.
Yes.
But people who are in the business of creating product like movies, they often download the truth years before the mainstream public gets a hold of it.
Yeah, well, Matrix, that was somebody
Oh
said
my
that.
God. They got it so right. Pick a door, any door,
Yeah.
and you get to step into that reality.
Yeah,
Well, that's
yeah.
the same thing a thought is.
Yes. Yeah,
Right?
exactly. The power of choice. I say it all the time.
Is your freedom.
That's our strongest
Yep.
not weapon in life. Our tool, our strongest tool in life is
Yep.
choice and focus. And
It's your freedom.
absolutely, absolutely. Now, you have your own show too that you have people call in.
Mm-hmm.
And so for those of you who don't know, she already dropped the G bomb and the J bomb. So, I know y'all thought you were tuning into a movie show today, and we're talking Jesus, God, and spirituality. So
And movies.
Hold on. And movies.
And screaming.
And you got the D scream. Thank you very much. I don't think Oprah got that. But sorry, I love you. But I don't think you screamed on the show.
No,
when you were
I
with her.
did
There
not,
you go.
no.
See, I had to, Asian Oprah had to do get a little more. But you are you're a known and celebrated channeler. So for those of you who don't know what that is, I'll let you explain.
Oh, you're
what
gonna
that
throw that
is.
one to me,
I am
are
going to
you?
throw it to you.
Look, anybody can channel. Probably all of you have channeled. You get a hit, you have a thought, and you go, wow, where'd that come from? That's channeling. And anybody that's open enough to do that and trust themselves and trust the information does it.
Yeah.
It's like anything else. You just have to create that intention, right, of doing it. So I am a clairaudient channel, which means I hear. Not like I hear you, but I hear information and also see pictures and things. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now
you see dead people?
I have talked to many people on the other side.
Yeah, I believe you.
Yeah.
I believe you. Steve Young says, "Hey there, Dee." And Mikey Adam Cohen says, "Beautiful show today." He is happy. So I don't know if anybody here. Oh, Steve Young says, "Schoolboy crush." Did you have this? Are you married now?
No, but I have a guy.
You have
but
a
thank
guy.
you, Steve.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Steve. I tried. But so I'm going to invite you because you did also channel me the very first time we met.
Oh.
And you were so right on the spot. This was the 5, 6, 7 years ago of, where I was on the outside and where I was on the inside. And what's interesting is at that time, I was a reluctant woo-woo. I really, didn't necessarily believe in what you were doing, or I wasn't trusting of it, or
really,
yeah.
You didn't let me know that.
I know, because
not that I would have cared.
Exactly. So
say.
So like decaffeinated coffee, why bother letting you know? But but I did get a lot, and I actually, after I talked to you, I went up and I got an aura picture taken. And what you had been saying about me hearing things but not necessarily attending to them, they saw dark blue by my ears, and I said, "What does that mean?" They said, "You're audio clairient, but you have little white dots in those dark blue places." And I said, "What's that?" And they say, "You don't always listen." So
wow.
Isn't that
twice in one day? You know,
yeah.
Hopefully, you stood up and went, "Well, I guess I'll choose to listen."
Yes, absolutely. So and for people who are interested, you still do that, right? You have
I do
people come
private
to you
sessions
and do
all
private
over the world
to get some
on the phone,
direction
in person. Yep.
Yeah.
You can call into my show on Sundays and ask the channel anything: sex, drugs, rock and roll, relationship, success, money, health.
Perfect.
Got a lot of questions about health.
Yeah.
What do you want to know?
I'm going to come back from break with an actual question, so we're not going to do it right now.
Okay.
Because I think people want to know a little bit more about you. So
I'm an open book.
I know you are an open book. You fell in love. Your soulmate was Gabriella's father, Christone, who was your co-star
in many things.
In many things.
Yeah.
How did you guys meet? I love stories.
Oh,
so
dear
that's
God.
why I
We met on Chips.
No.
We met on an episode of Chips. And we both looked at each other and said, the only reason I'm doing this is because the director asked me as a favor to come in, which was true. And Chris was a very established actor at the time who proceeded to think he might have to direct me all week. And I wasn't going to have any of that, let me tell you.
I wanted, if I could have been there to witness that would have been really funny.
And then as we're driving back after the last shot, I happened to mention that I had done a guest star role on Lou Grant where I played a hooker. And he went, "My God, that was you?" I changed right before his very eyes. All of a sudden, I was an actor. Right. By the time I got home, and this was back when, we all had pagers and stuff, and nobody was supposed to give out any information about you. But Chris I bled out of a turnip. And by the time I got home, there were 24 red roses waiting for me at the door.
Wow.
He had finagled my address from, Oh, I just saw that picture of me in the top. Oh, I like that.
Yeah, I wanted to.
And but it was interesting working with him because he worked what I call the old way, the old established way, broke everything down, figured out the beats. I work the opposite way. I don't break down anything. I don't think about it. I mean, it's definitely a training.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Method. But so like I saw that shot from The Howling fly by, and we were on the set, and Joe Dante said, "Well, you've got a hitter today and everything. So I'm sure you guys worked it out last night. Show me what you're going to do." And Chris looked at him and he said, "My leading lady doesn't rehearse. I'm sorry."
In and out of bed.
Yeah, you bet. Always in the moment. It's always better in the moment.
Yeah, that's so great. Yeah, I wanted to hear that. And so the two of you were together like
18 years.
18 years.
Yeah, before he passed.
Yeah, of a heart attack. That was probably not.
I was filming The Frighteners at the time, and he had a heart attack. Gabrielle had just left and come back with her nanny. And,
how old was she?
Not 6.
6, okay.
And had a heart attack. I came back. They did an angioplasty. He was fine. He said, "Honey, go back. They're holding filming for you." So I went back. 4 days later, he got up and a blood clot hit his heart and he was gone. And Gabrielle found him.
Oh.
Yeah. And so I flew back again. We threw his party. He didn't want to service.
Right.
And grabbed my kid and my nanny and flew back again. All this happened within 2 weeks. Wow. I didn't know where I was. I didn't know whether I was coming or going. Fortunately, in New Zealand, they have all these New Age healers. And they sent me to this one lady who worked with my chakras and put rocks on me. It was the weirdest thing because I'd never heard of it at that time, but I'll tell you, I came back here and I found people that knew how to do that because I walked in and she looked at me and said, "Oh my God, Dee, I can't work on you at all until I get your balance back. It's like you don't have an aura.
Right. Wow. So much to talk about when we come back. Dee Wallace, so much more than an actress, so much more than a channeler, so much more in life. So grateful to have her here on air and on camera in studio with me. We're going to come back because we have to give a little love and props to the people who help sponsor the show. If you would like to be one of my like-minded, love-hearted sponsors, please do. Very affordable. Then you get to be watched and listened to at the same time as my wonderful guests like Dee Wallace. So we're going to be back in 2 and 2. Remember, it's all about balance. Peace in, peace out, world peace through inner peace. Are you 88% happy? Are you tired of saying you'll be happy when you finish school, make $1 million, have that house, have that car, have that marriage, get that divorce? Are you sure you won't run out of time before you are finally happy? Well, if you're ready to be happy now, then schedule a free happiness discovery call with Dr. Marissa, #1 best-selling author of 8 Ways to Happiness from wherever you are. Because you deserve to be happy, and you can choose to be happy, I promise. Love jazz? Then join me, Dr. Marissa, at the 33rd Annual Catalina Jazz Tracks Extravaganza. This year, Art Good has pulled out all the stops with Huge Groove, Damien Escobar, the legendary Count Basie Orchestra, #1 Billboard again, Keiko Matsui, Boney James, Peter White, Acoustic Alchemy, and more. October 10th to 13th and 17th to 20th. For tickets, www.jazztracks.com, or keep it tuned to Get Happy with Dr. Marissa for her annual Asian Oprah giveaway, Jazz Tracks tickets. That's right, that's www.jazztracks.com. And we are back. You are tuned in to my weekly talk radio TV show called Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Happy with Dr. Marissa, here out of Burbank, California, broadcasting live right beside Warner Brothers Studios with UBN Go, and then broadcasting on my CNBC, NBC News Radio channel, KCAA, AM 1050 FM, #1 FM station voted in Southern California that has Dave Ramsey and the Asian Oprah. That's AM 1050, FM 102.3, FM 106.5, Sundays at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, not Central Time. And you jinxed me because you said, how do you remember all that? And then anytime on demand at iHeartRadio. And today I'm delighted to have Dee Wallace, the only living actress to have over 200 film credits to her name. You'll remember her, Cujo, Critters, TV, and E.T.'s Mom, one of my beloved favorite films of all time. And she's here not only to talk about how you can be the best that you can be by letting go of all that's in your way, as she very readily lectured me when I first met her at Conscious Life Expo, just saying. But I love the story. It's no accident. I call it naccidental. You met Chris, your soulmate, on Chips. Mm-hmm. Well, I just did the red carpet interviewing for the release of Wishman, which is the movie that Greg Reed made his wish come true. Frank Shankwitz, who's the founder of Make-A-Wish Foundation, friend of mine, he was in studio. He loves me. Thank you. And I love him. And I interviewed them on the carpet, like gazillion views on that one. And he had in his movie 2 of the original Chips guys, who I also got to interview, Larry and Robert Pine. Uh-huh. So that was kind of cool. Small world.
Well, and it just keeps going. We just keep bouncing back.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, isn't it wonderful? And again, when we hear so much negativity about who's on drugs or who messed up this or who got in, accident that, who was an actor in the limelight that fell, or all of that negative stuff about Hollywood. There's so much good in Hollywood. There are so many actors and actresses in Hollywood who are balanced and wonderful and giving back and staying alive to still hone their craft. So, I had Bill Duke as a guest too. It's like this is the point of my show, is to balance out all of the negative news with positive news.
Yeah.
So
it's all the yin and yang, and what you, again, choice is your freedom.
Yeah. Yeah.
What you choose to focus on.
Yeah. Your advice to anyone who has had a dream to be an actor or an actress, and it doesn't look like it's happening, or they've given up.
Well, my first advice is, if you're saying it's not happening, what have you done to make it happen? Because most of us, we're on a physical plane. Poop happens. Right?
Shiitake happens.
What most of us do is we keep looking at the poop. Wow, look how brown that poop is. Wow, look how much it smells. Wow, that's a pretty big load. Well, hey, come on over here and look at my poop. Let's talk about my poop. And then we think we're doing something about moving our life along.
Yeah.
Right? When really we're just still focused on the poop. And,
which role?
People say they want to be an actor, but they don't mean whatever I need to do to be an actor. So if that means a community theater where you're not getting paid, that's still being an actor. Mm-hmm. That's feeding, the heart that wants to get out and do it. Mm-hmm. Being in class and working out is being an actor. Mm-hmm. But what happens is that people don't commit to what they say they want. And so if you're not committed, then the universe isn't going to come play with you. And by the way, you won't play with yourself. That came out before I thought about it. It's fun to play with yourself when you're doing what you want, right?
Here we go. We got to do another sexual healing with Dr. Marissa episode. I can tell she's having difficulty keeping it down. So, but yeah, I think practically, you hear about actors talking about the role they almost got, or they didn't get that.
Yeah,
particular...
well, that's half my career.
Right, and you don't focus on that, right?
No.
You don't focus on. What is your take on
What's the
venting?
point?
Because law of attraction is very, you just don't talk about anything that is not life affirming or anything that happens.
Yeah,
to
well,
you.
good luck with that.
Okay,
that's
so
my response.
So you have to vent.
Hey, if you can live there, then that's great.
Yeah.
Most of us, I don't.
Yeah.
I think we've got to get pissed off every once in a while. That's just life. But the point is, as soon as you see what you don't want, acknowledge it, and then create and focus on the opposite positive. So knowing what you don't want is a great gift, but if you stay there, you're stuck forever in getting what you don't want.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well said. Another shout out from Dewan, Charles Roseblatt, Anne-Marie, a longtime friend, and Steve Young. He's your crush. He's blowing up the comment section here. Okay, so we do have a little bit of time. We have literally 5 minutes.
Oh no.
So I don't want to ask what's getting in my way, because
ask what you need to bring into alignment for whatever you want.
Okay, that.
Well, around what? What do I need to bring into alignment around what?
Prosperity.
Literally?
No.
It says nothing.
Oh, it says nothing.
Yeah. So what were you going to say now after that? I work.
Sorry.
With a pendulum in case it's not. I can't tell if it's on.
Yeah, and then before you were doing this, what was that?
Just a way to balance myself.
Interesting.
Yeah. If you want a quick way to balance yourself, just tap over your ears. Breathe out while you're tapping over your thyroid. And then I pop my fingers like that, because a lot of times if you're working with emotional issues, you can get switched. And if your energy's switched, you will test incorrectly. Okay. So you were going to start doing a further explanation on prosperity. Something else came in for you, and that's where we're going.
I was going to be sarcastic.
Well, go there.
You said literally, and I said, no, figuratively. I was being sarcastic.
Well, and that's where we're going, because you haven't literally defined what prosperity means to you and what it looks like. Like if you wrote down on a piece of paper, this is the prosperity that I am choosing and committing to create right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you haven't done that. There's one thing Are you afraid to literally say, I want this much money? Because when I say you've said that, I get a no.
Mm-hmm. Of course you figured that out. I coach and tell people, or I have this belief, this BS, that when you're that specific about things, you're setting yourself up for disappointment.
Okay. Well, if we had an hour, we could explore that. So, in other words, you said, I am a person that believes when I ask for exactly what I want, I will be disappointed. That's what you just said to me. And anything you say after I am is a clear direction for your energy. Now, when I said that applies to your book, I get a no. Because you did ask. Mm-hmm. You wanted it to be big. You wanted it to go all the way. You wanted it on the bestseller list, right? Mm-hmm. So you see, you're caught there, Marissa, because it was okay in that instance, but it wasn't okay when you say you want a lot of money. But it's okay if you get a lot of money through a best-selling book. But would it be okay to get that? See, when I say it's okay to get that by winning the lotto, it goes right to no. So in other words, it's okay with you if you get it as long as you work hard for it and produce something and are in service, then it's okay. But that, I got to say this because it's so important and it's what's up right now. It limits the world of all possibilities. And you want to be open to all possibilities because then the universe creates miracles. See, miracles don't make sense. So if we're trying to make sense out of what we're asking for, we'll never create the miracle.
And I know exactly where it's coming from. I can just see it. One is my dad was so careful, and you know, and he would say, "Hope for the best, but prepare for the worst."
Yeah, weren't we
Hope
all
for the
taught
best,
that?
yeah, but prepare for the worst. And so that's one. And then the big hit I took in the divorce, it was a big hit. And so I think that really has, I'm really
Actually,
trying to leave that.
Okay, and you need to, but the channel wants you to know that happened in the divorce because you had this belief. As you believe, one way or another, you've got to create that as a reality in your life until that belief has changed.
So what practically would I do at this point now?
Well, you want to know that you can have everything you want and still be in service, and you're open to all possibilities about how you get it. And that it consistently stays, that you consistently create it in your life.
Yeah. That's the C word. It's not commitment. It's the consistently.
Yeah.
Woo. Yeah.
Because we get it. We all get into fear.
Yeah.
And when we go into fear, we stop consciously creating, which is the name of one of my books. Conscious creation, because we're all creating.
Right.
24/7 we're creating.
Right.
Just most of us are doing it without any consciousness behind it.
Right.
Do you know, if you watch TV for 1 hour, you can see 50 ads of how you're going to get sick, what medication you should take, and how that medication's probably going to screw you up really badly anyway. While you're watching happy families with dogs romping and you know what your brain says? Oh, I get it. Sickness is happiness. And if you're not consciously saying, I am beautiful, fabulous, perfect health and wellness, your brain will default to the lesser creation for you.
And we're almost out of
Okay,
time.
I'll
But
shut
no.
up.
But I have to say, what if you want to say those things, but the data looking back at you, I'm beautiful, I'm, svelte, I'm in perfect health and wholeness, but you look in the mirror and you go, I'm fat. I mean, that's the reality. I look fat.
No, the reality is what's shown up because you didn't say those things.
Mm-hmm.
And so again, think only on these things. You have been thinking about the fat. You have been thinking about how old you're getting, blah, 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 blah. And your brain and your heart are electrical. And they send that out to the universe, and the universe says, your wish is my command. I will help you continue creating that.
I mean, I can't blame anyone else.
No, nobody, no thing.
Dang. So my last question of all my beautiful guests is, who and what are you most grateful to or for?
Well, that would be a toss-up between my mother and my daughter.
Mm.
When my dog and I go on our gratitude walk every day, I always thank my mother for giving me all the attributes of integrity and truthful. I cry every time I talk about my mom.
Thank you.
My daughter, who teaches me tenacity and unconditional love, and which, by the way, her book's out right now.
Thank you for that.
Yes.
Gabrielle Stone
Pray.
has a Eat, Pray,
Hashtag
asterisk.
FML. Right.
And we'll have her definitely back with you very soon, because I want to see.
Oh, I would love
want to
that.
see you two together
She's
and
my
benefit
best
from
friend
that.
right now.
And I would like to bestow on you, because I don't know if I did it last night. Last time you were on, you were not in studio, so maybe I didn't, but I'd like to bestow on you Dr. Marissa's Beneficial Presence on the Planet Award.
Wow.
Because you truly...
I accept that. Thank you.
Truly love the words. I hope you take them to heart. I know I am. I'm so grateful to have had Dee Wallace in studio, and it's almost time to go quickly. Welcome to my balance bar to step up and find out. I'm back on the beach teaching, back by popular demand. I cannot say no to y'all. So Powered Chi starts this Saturday, Long Beach by 1900 Ocean Beach Club. It's across from Cherry Park. Plenty of parking there. See you by the water's edge at 10 a.m. Most Saturdays, go to my event on Facebook or drmarissa.life, RSVP, and that way I'll tell you what Saturdays I'm not there while I'm traveling as well. Get your free happy tip sheet, drmarissa.life. And if you would like to be a winner of one of the Jazz Track Catalina Festival Asian Oprah giveaway, go right now, drmarissa.life. Go jazztrack.com to see which show you would like, and I'll get you the tickets for that as long as they're not sold out. Okay? And that is that for today's fabulous episode of Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa and get happy with Dr. Marissa. I hope you all know how loving, lovable, and loved you are. Peace in and peace out. That is world peace through inner peace.